And then it's just like pick 54. I don't even know if the Kings will keep these second round picks. Um, but there are a few guys late in the second round that, again, are probably more well suited for pick 54. There's better players than these guys, obviously. But if you're talking about pick 54, there's two guys that I'll pair together because they're kind of similar in terms of both being 6'5" and big framed and have shown the ability to shoot, but are both, I think, seniors and are either 22 or 23 years old. Um, Keyontae Johnson out of Kansas State uh, and Seth Lundy out of Penn State are the two guys. And Lundy is 214 pounds and Johnson is 239 pounds. That's what he weighed in at the combine. And Johnson's got a 7-foot wingspan. Lundy's got a 6'10" wingspan. Both of them can shoot the ball. Like, it's proven. That's some of their best stuff. Um, and Keyontae Johnson is notable as being just an absolutely great cutter. He has a great feel for it. He already plays with great energy, but he also has just great awareness and makes good timely cuts. And he's really uses his frame well to finish, through contact and whatnot. And he got to the free throw line. I think he got 4 per game. He shot it at the free throw line 71.5%, which isn't terrible. And he's got, like I said, got a little bit of a defensive kind of upside to him. We'll have to see. I mean, it's interesting because, he'd be playing the 3, and there's probably guys that are quicker than him, but he's got the frame for it, no doubt. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. And I guess the same can be said of Lundy. I feel like Johnson's a little bit probably higher in terms of value, but Lundy might have a little bit more on defense because I think he was the Nittany Lions' best defender this past season. And, he's another guy that shot 40% on 6.4 attempts. And he got to the line at a rate of 3 per game, 3 attempts, and he shot 80%. But I think there's a little bit more questions about maybe what else he can kind of do in terms of offense. And I just think that Johnson is a little bigger in terms of size, has a better wingspan. But I think either of those guys, if you got them at 54, I mean, those are types of guys that could surprise you. And those are the type of guys that have skill sets that don't wow anybody. And yeah, they're the back of the middles of the back of the second round, but they're guys that would hopefully understand a role because they have the skill set to fit a very specific role. And they could be kind of like big bodied 3-and-D guys, have some versatility on defense potentially. And I don't know, you could get something out of them. Obviously, the nitty gritty of like talking to them and doing the interviews and the character test and the work ethic test would all have to play out. And you'd be able to kind of have a better idea of who's the more high value pick. But those are two guys that it definitely caught my eye for the back of the draft. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like you get to the back of the draft and you're like, are even these guys going to want to get picked, or are they just going to go the undrafted route? So
Yeah.
these are two guys that you could also potentially get. I think some of them aren't even on. I think Lundy is on all of them, which is interesting. But I think Johnson's on a few, and he'll be higher than Lundy on a lot of them. But who knows? They both might go undrafted, and you might be able to swipe them up.